He allegedly has a penis.
They found a bag of dicks, large bag of dicks. But what were they going to do with this large bag of dicks?
Well, nominate them, I guess.
Tallywhacker. Take notes,
Here we
Madam
go.
Speaker. It's king. There's no tallywhacker. Take notes, Madam Speaker. It's king.
Oh, you guys know what this sound
Your
means.
way. Tallywhacker. Burger King. You can just have it your way. I'm about to define what a woman is for you. Silicone. You can just have it your way. No tallywhacker. Truth is king. No tallywhacker. Just have it your way. I'm about to define what a woman is for you. Silicone. Tallywhacker. Burger King. You can just have it your way. No tallywhacker. Tallywhacker. No tallywhacker. Tallywhacker.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Nothing Yet Live. This is
Dick of the week.
And I am the Jay Tyler, and this is Tallywhacker of the week is what I meant to say. Sorry.
Well, you know, I don't really like using that term because it's.
I had a bunch of stuff in my head that I was going to say, and then none of it came out.
Yeah, it happens.
Yep. All right.
Welcome to middle age. You know what I heard? I heard it that at Burger King, you get to have it your way.
Yeah, no tallywhacker.
And if you want chains, you can have chains, but that's for the next dick. But the first dick we're going to talk about is one state senator from Tennessee, Frank S. Nicely, who this is just too easy. Not so nicely. Well, you can hear for yourself what he says about the homeless problem.
1910, Hitler decided to live on the streets.
We're talking about Hitler, son.
So for 2 years, Hitler lived on the streets and practiced his oratory and his body language and how to connect with the masses, and then went on to lead a life that got him in the history books. So a lot of these people, it's not a dead end. They can come out of these homeless camps and have a productive life.
Yeah, they can have a productive life invading Poland.
Nothing like a good genocide to top off your life.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they could go on to commit genocide and.
So Mr. Not So Nicely
annex.
says homeless should take a book out of Hitler's playbook. I'm so lost on this, man.
It's kind of bizarre. You had an idea that he was saying that we want to be careful that we don't let these homeless people turn into Hitler because Hitler was homeless for a while living on the streets and we don't want to create another Hitler. But I think my original theory is correct.
This discount fucking Colonel Sanders up in his bitch, right? Like,
yeah, he's like, I wish I was from Kentucky.
I wish I could grow a goatee and be more racist. But it's really hard to be more racist when you invoke the name of Hitler, bro.
I know.
It's like you did it.
That's a dick multiplier right there.
You just said Hitler pulled himself up by his goose step bootstraps. Duh, you're making us ill up in here, bro.
I know. I know. That's really distasteful, Mr. Nicely.
This is so close. Like, we got 3 stories here. One of them is just funny too, but we're gonna get Charlie Kirk in a minute. Right
after we do something really funny. But I wanted to say about Mr. Nicely, I wonder if he got so much shit about his name growing up that he decided to grow up to be a total dick.
Yeah. What does the S stand for?
Shithead. That's what I said. Frank Shithead Nicely. Not so nicely. Yeah.
It's Frank Snot. It should be, his middle name is Snot.
Frank Snot Nicely. That's a good one.
Working always.
It's poor grammar, but
this thing is always working.
You never, he's out of Tennessee. You don't expect good grammar.
So, hey, homeless people. Mein Kampf. It's a read. It's a good read, apparently, according to Nicely. I mean, some people say Nicely would say that Mein Kampf is a good read.
So after this, he went on to say we should use taxpayer money to buy a whole bunch of copies of Mein Kampf and hand them out to the various homeless people so that they will pull themselves up by their bootstraps and make a name for themselves in the history books.
These are the kinds of people that are just like, you got to take Huckleberry Finn out of the library, but Mein Kampf, no, that's protected speech.
Yeah.
Anybody who's Not
You got to take mouse out of the. This is the same state that said you have to take mouse out of the libraries because it has naked mouse titties.
in this next bit. We're gonna get to Pastor Locke. Talk about burning books, Pastor Locke. If you had shown up with a Mein Kampf book burning, I would have been on board.
Yep, but
All right, let's burn every copy of Mein Kampf ever written, and everyone ever caught. Like, just burn it burn it.
I actually disagree with that. But
see, because we don't believe in burning books, even when they're evil, because the whole point is, Mr. Nicely, that history is important.
exactly.
And Hitler is not somebody you invoke when you're talking about how homeless people could be better.
Yeah.
Look, homeless people, all you got to do is be Hitler. You're done.
Yeah, yeah. So you get a Dick nomination today, and you have a multiplier because you invoked Hitler in a positive way.
Yeah. Also, he's he's apparently being a genocidal fucking maniac. I mean, makes you proactive, I guess.
The man had chutzpah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so many entendres.
I know.
Just
I
read
know.
a Jewish word said Hitler. Boom, done. Mic dropped by Ernest Parker. All right.
Okay, so
You
now
want to watch a fucking fool dance?
and talk about BDSM
I was
to
gonna
his
do my-
congregation.
I was actually going to do my best to not swear today. I find it makes me angry.
Oh, the swearing makes you angry?
So
It makes me less
But
angry.
it revs me up, though.
Oh, that's
when I'm
interesting.
in that moment.
So should I not swear?
No, but you know what? Let's see if I can do this with a whole.
I remember before I was on the show and I was a mere viewer, you tried to do a whole show without swearing, and I busted you. I busted
Yeah,
you.
there was one. Yeah,
And you
that one
said,
slip.
Susie, snitches get stitches.
Now sit in that chair.
Yeah, that was my punishment. I had to come here.
Punishment is coming here. Okay. Now I do get to say dick. It's not swearing because
Right.
it's in context.
And also it's a name.
And we're talking about Pastor Locke, son. When you thought we were done with Pastor Locke,
This isn't pastor on pastor action.
Yeah,
We'll get back to that
You
sometime.
can come to church and sing the songs on the screens, still be in chains.
Mm.
Them chains don't
Listen to
keep
that
you from
mouth.
singing.
this goes right with the allegory. Like, he's literally just taking two random things. Just like,
I mean, it's kind of a metaphor.
I-
Being in chains means, you haven't accepted Jesus who will set you free. But
I have a whole subset of people that disagree with you.
yeah, well,
And they have something to do. They know a little bit about
You can come to church
chains.
in shackles and chains and still come to the altar.
yeah, you
Huh?
come on the altar
Shuffle.
in your chains.
But you can come.
Look at his shuffle. Rewind
Some
it.
of you been
Do
arrested.
it.
You know
Rewind
well,
it.
look, and still come to the altar. Huh? Shuffle. But you can come.
Shuffle.
Some of you been arrested.
This
You
is
know what?
this
In
is
chains and still come to the altar. Huh? Shuffle. But you can come.
Oh, yeah.
In shackles and
Oh,
chains
yeah, especially when you got the
and still
chains
come to the
on.
altar.
I don't even have to edit this.
Shuffle. But you can come.
You have to edit it. You just did that, dude. You did that. Look, stop hitting yourself. You're just doing this to yourself. And this is what we get out of it. We get
Some of
this.
you been
Yeah,
arrested.
it's
You
like-
know what? Well, don't look at me. Huh? Shuffle. But you can come.
Thank you. I have permission.
Some of you been arrested. You know what? Oh, don't look at me.
It's like I would. Okay, so he goes. I've been arrested or whatever. Like here.
Huh? Shuffle. But you can come. Some of you been arrested. You know what? Well, don't look at me.
Stop it.
It's like that. And that was what where I was like.
He's. I assume there are women in that
He's-
audience.
He said we've been. He basically just out. He's like he's been arrested.
Oh,
And he's like-
definitely.
and everybody, like half his audience is like, no, we've never
Look
been
where his
arrested.
hand is right now.
Oh,
I'm
You can
assuming there are women in that audience, and he's giving them permission to come. And you know what, Pastor Locke, that's very big of you.
He is so much fun. I forgot how much fun he was.
Yeah,
But here, let's go back here.
you
To the
want
altar.
to see him shuffle again.
Huh? Shuffle. But you can come.
Thank
Some of
you.
you been arrested. You know that walk. Don't look at me.
He says, some of you have been arrested. You know that walk. And I'm like, dude, you just outed like everybody. There's going to be part of your crowd that is like, who? Like now, like who?
In
who
case you didn't know.
Dude,
Yeah.
he knows you personally because he's your pastor. You've been arrested. He just threw you under the bus. Wouldn't you be in that crowd? Like, some of you have been arrested and you're not been arrested.
Yeah, so you're like, and it's
who's he
just like with
talking
remember
about?
the witches where he goes, there are
Yeah.
6 witches in here, and everyone's like,
who are these witches?
yeah,
I can't
the
get enough
altar.
of this.
okay.
I gotta do it one more time.
Shuffle. But you can come. Some of you been arrested. You know that walk. Don't look at me. This global vision, you can be honest about it around here. Look, did you know you can semi-dance in chains? Huh?
Look at him.
Tell that
You
to all
have
the
chains
slaves,
all
you
over you.
fuck.
I know.
And be singing, I hear those chains.
Tell that to all the
oh my
slaves
God.
that your fucking state held, bro.
I know. And that
Oh
song
my
that he's
God.
singing, that sounds an awful
They
lot.
were dancing.
Like, that sounds an awful lot like a
Of
slave
course.
song.
Falling.
Cultural appropriation
yeah.
is this motherfucker's jam.
I hear them chains on my arms and on my legs and on my marriage and with them methamphetamines and pills that I got.
Oh, yeah, he
And
knows all about that. And that's not a lie. He admitted.
I'd be in his audience going, who's he talking? Hey, Tracy, who's he talking about? She's like, I don't
know.
I don't Oh, Pastor Locke, don't you love him to death?
I do.
Is there more he has to say?
Yeah.
Dance and shout with chains on.
You shout
I'm gonna-
Jesus' name out when you got them chains on.
In
And
chains.
you're coming on the altar.
I'm absolutely going
You
to
pray in
butcher
tongues.
this man's words.
Okay.
I'm
You
going
wearing
to
chains.
go at it.
Yeah, you're
Like-
gonna make some airdrops.
You can come to church on Resurrection
You are the
Sunday
new
and put
Madison
on a
Cawthorn.
$115 suit from J.C. Penney
JC Penney.
and be in chains.
JCP, we can't afford that.
Yeah.
Who can afford JC Penney's?
Because I've been tithing to
We take
Pastor
up an
Locke's
offering for the
church.
machine gun preacher and bless his orphanage in Uganda, and you can give in chains. You can write a check in chains.
Yeah, lots of people have done it. They chain themselves to your altar, scream Jesus' name, and then write you a check. And then you're getting rich.
This guy is he's just a sea of deliciousness. I don't even know what to say about him. He has no like pertinent allegories to this. We just brought this because this was hilarious. Miss Parker watches these and brings them to me, and I'm like, nah, no Pastor Locke today. Then she brings me this, and I'm like, oh yeah, Pastor Locke today. Yep. You get it.
Be like,
Look at how savvy this sucker is.
Yeah, he's a slick Willie for
I like
sure.
him.
Yeah.
He's funny.
them chains don't keep you from singing. You can come to church in shackles and chains and still come to the altar.
Uh-oh.
Come on the
Huh?
altar.
Coming.
Shuffle. But you can come.
Say it one more time, and I will jizz in my pants.
Okay, we don't want that to happen too soon now, do we?
Oh God. back to Frank Nicely.
I would like to direct this to the distinguished members of the panel.
You in
lousy
particular,
court
Mr. Nicely.
Yeah.
You have violated my Fargan rights. This Samanam-batching country.
Oh my God. All right. So we got a Pastor Locke. We got this guy. We got that under the belt. All right.
All right. Now we've got Unfortunately, this isn't as funny, but it's just as
It's
stupid.
I just had
It's incredibly stupid.
and it sparked a conversation between us, which led to Tide Pods.
Yeah.
Don't ask us how we got there because we're about to show you.
Okay, so
This little gem of a man is one Charlie Kirk. He is a right-wing pundit who, for some reason, has an audience larger than mine. He's a discount Ben Shapiro.
Mhm.
And I just dislike him. And so we had this conversation because he likes to draw correlations where there aren't any. And so Miss Parker has her own little take on what this little bastard has to say.
first of all, you have to listen to this and hear just how utterly ridiculous it is, and see if you can follow his thinking.
It was
Because
we had to listen to it like more than once, and we were like,
I tried to follow his thinking, and I walked right into a tree. I
Yeah.
mean, it's so insane.
yeah, this is the only place I could find him speaking, and I refused to go to his channel, so I'm not doing it. Where is he? Here. No.
Are relative terms.
Words.
So one of the reasons why we take such a strong stance and
This
opinion
is David
on the
Pakman.
trans
Yeah.
issue
Right.
is it's an issue of reality.
Mm.
You do not get to determine your own reality. You do not get to all of a sudden say, I'm rich or I'm poor. No, we actually have to look at some evidence of whether or not you're rich or poor. Now, some of those are relative terms. Rich according to who? Rich according to what? I understand that.
Rich according to Hitler? I mean, I don't know.
Relatively, some of the terms we use. Sure.
Poor people
tall.
are homeless because they're not
You
Hitler
can't just
enough.
make them up. You would say, "Oh wow, that person is taller than that person. That person is faster than that person.
Fair.
That person, is
That person
stronger
has
than that
blue
person."
eyes.
So
That
far, so
person doesn't.
And
That,
one of
this
the
person
reasons
is a
why we've
Jew.
been
This
so
person isn't.
insistent
That's true.
against this idea you can change your gender. Or
Now
change
he's
your
now
sex
he
or
goes
change
off a
both of them,
cliff.
is that
But
when you the reasons
where he
why,
goes here, this is where the shit just said, "Arr!" Like it was just.
Yeah, he's driving
record-
along, and everything he's saying is making sense. But
and there's a
then,
massive record scratch.
Yeah, it's
right.
like, and he just negated every reasonable thing that he says.
Yeah, exactly.
we've been so insistent against this idea you can change your gender or change your sex or change both of them, is that when you
Stop
start
it.
to indulge in the
Stop it,
belief
just for a second.
that you could become whatever you want and reality is subjective, not objective.
Okay, so just a quick little note on sex and gender change. You can't change your sex. Your sex is, well, your sex is whatever your chromosomes
Whatever.
say. And it's
If you're saying like, okay, if somebody is examining you as a person and says, "Oh, here's some chromosomes," it says XX. Okay, woman. Like if you're doing it like that, but if you're coming at me and I'm like, "What's your sex?" and you're like, "I'm a transgender homophobe." Oh, okay. Like now I check
that's
that
not
box. or
sex.
whatever,
That's
but
not
I'm just
your
saying,
your
like,
sex is male or female.
right.
And it's
based
only
on-
it's
but if you just
relevant.
based it solely on chromosomes, that's.
Well, chromosomes can be all over the place.
But I'm saying, but I mean, based on like you're like XXXY. Is this what you're trying to get at? I'm asking.
Yeah, but XX and XY are only
Whatever
examples.
Yeah.
But if a trans woman goes to the doctor with abdominal pain, the doctor's going to want to know their sex,
Right.
Because that
Exactly,
person does
yeah.
not have a
Do
uterus.
you have a uterus? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but as far as your gender goes,
Okay.
that is in your brain. That is your identity.
Okay.
So you can't change your sex.
All right. But
You can make yourself look different, but you really can't change your sex.
right. No, I've got that. But really that's where the only application of that would be absolutely necessary.
Right.
In the real world, a feather falls slower than a bowling ball. How do you
Right.
like that allegory?
Right. I just wanted to dismantle
analogy.
what he was saying and give an example of how he really does not know what the fuck he's talking about. He's not educated.
And that's all we got into this far. But wait, there's more.
Oh, it gets crazy.
You're going to have ramifications that nobody anticipated or intended.
Okay.
So there is a direct connection
I loved it.
to
Direct
inflation
connection.
and the trans issue.
Wow.
I said, Charlie, come on, they couldn't be further apart. No, they're exactly the same. They're the same in this aspect. When you believe that men can become women, why wouldn't you also believe that you could print wealth?
Like, I agree, David. Like, I about died when we heard this. So the idea, it's like, so you could literally draw a correlation between anything.
Yeah.
So you could say,
Yeah, the analogy I made, this was actually a meme that was going around after the Parkland shooting, and it was disgusting. It had a picture of the shooter, and it said, "These kids eat Tide Pods, and we're supposed to listen to them when they say we need gun control."
yeah, it's
It's a complete lizard brain
so
thing where you take two things you don't like, and the only thing they have in common is that you don't like them. So somehow they're related.
inflation as compared to transgenderism.
Well, okay, I have
Like,
to point out
that is such
the
a
trans people do
cause
control
inflation.
everything.
No, that's right. I forgot.
According to Tucker
Way to
Tarleson,
call me out
trans
on that.
people do control everything.
I absolutely forgot about that. Yeah, LGBTQ communities control everything.
They control the government. They control
Yeah.
The free market. Yeah, they've taken over and they're controlling it.
And all homeless people. So here's what we figured out in this Dick segment is Charlie Kirk is so disconnected from reality that he is now just drawing correlations between, like, you're talking about, like, this is how, you guys ever remember the show That's My Bush?
Yeah.
It was the
Yeah.
creators of South Park made this thing. And they were like, well, how do you come up with show concepts? And they're like, we have a board that has a bunch of stuff on it. And we like throw a dart at one of the ideas and like subject, predicate, plot. You know what I mean?
That's
Plot
how they
device.
do South Park.
Like, that was, yeah. But I mean, South Park's a lot more topical.
Yeah.
But when they got the contract to do That's My Bush, they were just like, start throwing darts at a wall, man. Like, and this is your modern Republican Party. Your modern Republican Party believes that homeless people could only if they could only be more Hitler-like. Homeless people, you're doing it. Just be more like Hitler. Pull yourselves up.
Yeah.
You'll end up in the fucking history book, says Chuck Grassley, right?
No.
I mean, sorry.
Hitler decided to live on the streets for a while. So for 2 years, Hitler lived on the streets and practiced his oratory and his body language and how to connect with the masses, and then went on to lead a life that got him in the history book. So a lot of these people, it's not a dead end. They can come out of these homeless camps and have a productive life.
And be Hitler. Be Adolf Hitler. Yeah.
Hey, homeless people, be more like Hitler.
Says Senator Frank Shithead Nicely.
If this is not memed like hell already, if this isn't memed like crazy, I don't know what is.
You know what? You need to send me a photo and I can meme it.
I got you. And then you got Pastor Greg Locke who's saying, hey, sing in chains.
Come on the altar.
Come on the altar. Shimmy, shimmy, come. That's what I learned.
Yell
in this segment.
Cry out to Jesus while you have chains on, while you're coming on the altar.
Yeah. And in action, what the actual fuck news?
Yeah.
You got Charlie Kirk comparing transgenderism is the reason why inflation is a thing. Wow. These are stunning set of human specimens that I really don't know who to do. Oh, by the way, he gets a fucking check mark just for because.
Oh no, he's not even up there. He got Charlie Kirk.
Abbott.
Oh, Abbott.
Is he up there?
Yeah, he's up there.
He gets a fucking check.
Yeah, he got a check mark for what he's doing at the border.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll dig into that more. Hopefully somebody will sink his ship. Hey, this segment is brought to you by dailyapparelstore.com. Grayson Babcock makes our swag. If you guys want some, hit us up at nothingatgroup@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
He also makes our stickers and stuff like that. He makes his own designs. Also, if you have a design that maybe you want to have somebody else like tweak a little bit, he's good at that.
Mm-hmm.
He's good at tweaking.
And he's also good at coming up with concepts.
That was bad.
Oh yeah, Pastor Locke up in here.
Grayson Babcock is not good at tweaking, but he's good at making your designs come to life. We'll be back in a moment. I am the Jay Tyler,
I am your Ms. Parker.
and this
is Nothing Yet Live.